Hey there, welcome to Contracts and Chaos. My name's Alyssa.
And I'm Brenna, and we're here to tell you that you are not alone in the mayhem of this real estate industry.
We're keeping it real and sharing our stories, strategies, and successes in today's real estate world.
So come join us every Tuesday while we talk contracts and chaos. Welcome back to Contracts and Chaos.
Yes, where sometimes it's more chaotic than it is contract.
Yes, absolutely. Today we are doing, this is such a great episode, you guys. It is a really, really short, quick one. So if you still have family members in for the holidays, this is still easy. Put it in one ear, one headphone, work on the dishes, start breakfast, whatever you're going to do. This is 7 tips to working with difficult clients. And it was one of our most listened to episode last year because here's the truth. We're not all getting perfect angel clients that respect our boundaries and communicate effectively or do the paperwork that we're asking them to. So we did this it was a fun episode for us to do, but we got so many people that loved this episode. So we are sharing it again here with you. Again, just a few minutes, and it's really easy to listen to. What do you think, Alyssa?
I also think this might be one where you can take some tips. If you are with the family these holidays, maybe there's some tips you can use here to apply with them. You know, like your mother in law who thinks your kitchen is organized wrong. Maybe there's something in here you can utilize with family instead of with clients. So good luck with those dishes. Good luck with the in-laws, and we will see you all in 2026.
We love you. Bye. So, can't believe that we're now talking about our 1-year anniversary coming up here shortly.
Yep.
Yikes, that's crazy.
All right. So, guys, today we have a quickie for you. We're going to try and get through this as quickly as possible.
Yeah, you think we can do like 50? I'd say 10, but I know we can't do anything in 10 minutes.
I'd
So,
say
how about
15.
15?
So, all right. So, we're 40 seconds in. So, here we go. Today,
Okay.
we're talking about working with difficult personalities. We have all
Mm,
had those clients. I have one right now. I've had one in the past who literally caused me to go get Botox because my forehead was frozen shut and I could, even with dry needling, couldn't get those muscles to relax after his
to
transaction.
relax.
So,
Oh, no. I know which one this was also.
yeah, you know, it's funny. I had dinner with my parents last night and they asked about it. They're like, "Have you heard from them?" And I was like, "No, and I hope I don't." Like,
Yeah, right. Why would I
yeah,
ever?
never. I
Yeah.
hope to never hear from them again.
Absolutely.
So,
But dealing with difficult personalities in work, just like in everyday life. So this can, use this as your day to day if you need a break from your sister in law's cousin, sister removed from the husband twice or whatever, because this can work in business and it can work in your real life. And the first thing really is those expectations need to be set up front and you have to stick to those.
yes.
Stick to those, meaning if you are like, for example, I don't work on Sundays, right? That's my family day. The minute that Susie Q calls on a Sunday morning and I answer that phone call because I know that she's stressy and like panicking about something, she will call every Sunday. She will call all day Sunday.
Right.
And that expectation is out the window.
Yep.
They need, and we'll talk about that too because that's another one, clear boundaries and expectations. Let them know when they're going to hear from you. Let them know how they're going to hear from you. Is it going to be a call, a text, an email, those kinds of things? Take all of the question out of it. So they're like, well, I didn't hear from you on Tuesday, so I figured I'd shoot you a text. But we already talked about you're going to hear from me Monday through Friday, full email update on Monday, little snippet updates throughout the week. Whatever your process is, let them know immediately. I know there actually, and we'll talk about this next week, Beach Retreat, there's actually a girl that has a list of expectations
Ooh.
when she does her client onboarding, and she has them initial each expectation as part of her process.
Love this. Love
Oh my
it.
God. I was like,
Can she
shut
send us that
up. Like,
template? Because I would like to borrow it.
she's literally like that she's never missed a baseball game or a practice and she will never miss a baseball game or a practice. Please initial here.
Yeah. No, I love that. That
I
might
was
be
like,
my
that's
afternoon activity
crazy.
today. I
Mhm.
love
Mhm.
that. Love it. Like, and one of my expectations, like I say clearly, is like, I'm not available first thing in the morning. Like, I'm not. That's just not who I am. I'm not an early riser. And also because, and I say right to them, I work evenings and weekends. So there are certain times I'm unavailable because that's when I need to do my Target run. Or like I say certain things like if it's after 7:30, I literally say to them,
Mhm.
"Let's hope I'm on a date finding my future husband because you guys have such a beautiful
Right.
relationship. Like I want one too." And that always
Mhm.
gets a laugh out of them. And they're like, "Oh,
Mhm.
haha." I said, "And if I'm home watching a movie and I happen to have my computer out, I'll pull it up. But otherwise, like I'll talk to you in the morning. Like I'm not." I said, "And you
Yep.
can text me, you can call me. Leave me a voicemail or a text. I'll respond during my business hours." So I think that definitely
Yep.
helps. I think the other thing is like if this is someone who's getting heated or is panicking or very nervous, and this goes, you're gonna laugh. This goes back to my training as a child. My dad is an emergency management coordinator, and my best friend will tell you I'm the calmest person in the craziest storms. He smacked his head on my ceiling fan a couple weeks ago. There's blood gushing everywhere. He's freaking out, and I'm like, okay, hold on. Like we've got this. Stay calm because while you are the person guiding them through this, this is my favorite line. This is their emergency, not yours. And you
Mhm.
need to be the calm guiding force. You can't be freaked out like the captain on that Titanic. And maybe the Titanic isn't a great example because I think he abandoned ship.
Yeah,
But
'cause as they all died, Alyssa.
not all of them. There were survivors, but the captain again, I go back
Mm.
to my emergency management training as a child because this was my
Mhm.
life. Um, the captain has to be the calming guiding force, and you are the captain in this situation. So stay
Yep.
calm. You can't get heated. You can't get elevated with them. You have to be cool, calm, and collected.
Yep. That line was actually used in my, EMT class. Yep. "This is their emergency, not yours."
See, emergency management training. Your trainer did a good job.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. The next one is like this is a very big differentiating piece, and I feel like sometimes people get these confused. Empathy, not
Right.
sympathy,
And
right?
I think we should for some people, they may not understand the difference. So, empathy is
Mhm.
the ability to understand and share someone else's feelings.
Mhm.
Sympathy is the feeling of concern for someone who is going through a difficult time. If you need to
Correct.
repeat that,
Correct.
scroll back, hit that 30-second back button and listen to it
And
again.
listen to it again, because in these situations, right, they can be panicking about the fact that the appraisal came back $5,000 low, or they realize that the water heater shit the bed and now it's going to have to be replaced before closing, those kinds of things. Empathy is understanding that they are, like you said, it's their emergency, not yours, but not like falling into that hole with them, right? And these all tie together. You've got to be that person that you're like, okay, this is a situation, and we are gonna fix it. I understand how this looks. I understand how you're feeling, but let's and this is gonna tie right into our step four. Let's focus on the fix. Let's work on a solution, because if we just talk around in circles of what the issue is and how upset you are about it and how it's not fair and how the appraiser didn't give enough money for your Trex decking back porch, that's irrelevant. We can't do anything about that now. What are we going to do to move forward? And if you come to the table, usually with difficult personalities, they're gonna pile these problems. It just happens. Problems are just gonna be here. And if you come to the table knowing that's how they operate, and you're already here with solution A, B, or C, it diffuses the situation really well, usually, because they're so, I don't want to say trying to throw you off your game, but they're so anxious and internalized of that problem that there's no seeing beyond it. And if they see that you're already like, okay, yeah, I understand your concern, how about we A, B, or C? And they're like, oh wow, hmm, okay.
Right? Yeah. And take breaks. Like I feel like we've been stressing this in the recent episodes, but one, for your own mental health, because if you're not taking care of
Mm,
yourself, you aren't able to take care of others. It's like I feel like I've used this before, and you're gonna say, listen, you say this all the time. If you're in the airplane and the masks come down, put yours on first. Because if you can't breathe, you can't help other people. And those breaks probably look different to everyone. For me, like after we recorded our mental health episode, and I said it in this episode, and that's not a difficult personality, but it was a stressful situation for me. I
mhm,
booked time to take my dog for a nice long walk. So maybe yours is go get your nails done, take the dog for a walk, go to your cute coffee shop with your book instead of your laptop. Um, and sorry, take a quick break because if you aren't taking care of yourself, you're going to be useless in with stressful situations and rough personalities. Especially if they beat you down. You don't want your forehead to get frozen at all. It hurts. It's really hard to get
Mhm.
undone. And
It's really hard to
yeah.
fix. No, that's totally true, and, I mean, if you're one of those people that also gets heated, like, if somebody else is heated and then you're like, "Oh gosh, this really is a panicky situation," you need to take some time before you even go
Yes.
back
Yep.
to them.
Yep. Um, the other one that I think is really important is maintaining boundaries. So I had a client who was verbally harassing me, and he was having his daughter call and verbally harass me and threaten me with physical violence and legal action, which is a whole thing. But when it started, he called me and he was on speakerphone with his grandson, and I don't even remember what he said. And I just very firmly said, "You will not talk to me like that." So
Mhm,
that's a boundary at that point, but also we talked about it before. In your expectations, there should be boundaries and maintain those. So if your boundary is I don't work Sundays because, then maintain that. And that might mean you have to hire someone to do a showing for you or run your open
mhm,
houses. But that one is in your expectations and two, maintain that boundary. Like my clients know Panthers home season. If it's a Sunday or Panthers football season, if it's a home game day, I'm not available. And I'm definitely not available after probably 11 or noon because I've had a couple beers at the tailgate. So here's the contact who will be helping you today. Sorry, there's my windows are foggy and something's moving outside. But maintain that boundary because if you don't, then everything else will crumble. You've got to maintain
yes.
that.
Yeah, you give an inch, they'll take a mile in these situations, and unfortunately, it's really hard to get that mile
Yes,
back.
it's very hard.
And it might be like, "Oh, well, like, the transaction's only 3 more weeks, like, I can make it." Lord have mercy, those 3 weeks will feel like an eternity.
Yes.
Ask us how we know.
Yes. Gosh, when we were talking about that one client last night with my parents, my mom brought up, she's like, "You lost like 15 pounds in 2 weeks." And I was like, "Yeah, I wasn't
Mm,
eating, I wasn't sleeping. I was just going because I was
mhm.
terrified." Um, and the last one, and that I had to do this in that transaction.
This is very
Know
important.
when to bring in a third party. Know when to consult with your broker in charge. Maybe have them let a different agent finish the transaction if you need to and give them a referral fee for it. Know when
Yep,
to I had to call in the police in my situation and say, "Hey," because I was supposed to do a remote closing for this very violent client and literally had a violent criminal history. Um but what happened was I called the closing attorney and said, "Hey, I'm supposed to do a remote closing because I am a notary, but here is what's happening. You're a big husky male. Like any way you'd mind doing a remote, I'll pay you. I don't care what it costs." And he said,
right.
"Yep." He's like, "I've got you. I would never want you in that situation. It's going to cost you $250." I said, "That's fine. Take it out of my commission. We're done." But call in that third party. Even if it's like I had one 2 weeks ago now where the client was heated about they didn't tell him he didn't qualify for his loan. They told him, "Hey, here's what we need to do to make it go through." And he was
Mhm.
literally threatening. He's, "I'm gonna call the FBI." Okay.
Oh, that's a
Oh yeah.
stretch.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And so I actually didn't even get the chance to call in the third party because he was like, "We're terminating now." I said, "Okay, I'll send the email. We're terminating." I had tried every trick I knew. The lender's manager called him, smoothed it all out, and we close tomorrow. So, like,
Great.
sometimes it just needs to be that different voice or
Mhm,
that third party. And I think I use this example like with my best friend and her husband. We just need to make him think it's his idea, and then we can do
mhm.
it. And that's sometimes how you have to handle it with a client. Make it think it's their
Yep.
idea or get that third party to say it.
Yep, and if it doesn't work when you're talking to them about it on the phone, maybe wait an hour or 2 and send it and, "Hey, was just thinking about this and send it in an
right?
email.
Use that ChatGPT AI to say, hey, how can I?
Write that nasty email that you want to say and then say, "Excuse me, Google, can you make this sound super
Yep,
professional and understanding?
yep,
Because I'm not in that headspace right
right?
now."
So those are our, oops, tips for 7 tips for working with difficult personalities. We are 13 minutes and 47 seconds in. We said we would be
Ooh,
done in
we
15.
done did
So
it. All
we will
right.
see
Yeah.
you.
Protect your
Yes,
peace, protect your business, and we will.
see you next week.
We just finished another episode of Contracts and Chaos, but believe me, the chaos does not stop here. So check out the show notes for our email address and where to follow us on socials, and we will see you next week. We just finished another episode of Contracts and Chaos, but believe me, the chaos does not stop here. So check out the show notes for our email address and where to follow us on socials, and we will see you next week.